Hey everybody, welcome to the new returning Sunday night, I shouldn't say new, but the returning Sunday Night Live. We're going to talk about various different topics. The ones I had set up for last weekend, not that we were going to have a show, but I wanted to hit on them when we got back. And of course, vacation settings and on eBay and other sites. So, how have you been for the week, Devin? We've been gone since I know you said you were losing your mind or whatever it was. You said you were getting something when I said ready for a show Sunday, and you said something to that effect.
Yeah, I've been going through withdrawals because there haven't been a lot of shows on. Chad took a little bit of time off, and then with you being gone for 2 shows, I'm like, who am I going to talk to? Nobody will talk to me. So it's good to have us back.
Yeah, that's when I think when I shared the link in some of the groups. That's what somebody, like I said, somebody else said. I told you before the show, and I shared it with Chad. That somebody said, "Thank goodness, having you and Chad not doing shows at the same time was awful." As if there's nothing. It's not like Debbie doesn't have a show. It's not like other people didn't have videos or shows.
Right. Well, and like Tanya said, she says, "Dwayne, haven't you been watching the stew?" And I was like, "Well, I do, but the problem with the stew is that I'm at work when that comes on. So I sometimes I can catch it and sometimes I can't. But I usually go back and watch it. That's not the deal. It's more the interaction, the chat and back and forth. So that's what's most fun. I mean, the videos are good, but it's more fun to be interacting with people. So
Yes, it is.
So, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say that I was surprised because I popped in Tuesday during the one day that we had a late day right when the beginning of the vacation. So I popped in on Ronnie's show and to watch Ronnie's show and stuff like that, just so people would know I was still around. And so I was like, do I really want to take a whole week off, or do I want to at least pop in every once in a while? So when he started,
you're a rock star now, man. You can't let your fans down for that long without checking in. I mean, you got to let people know that you haven't abandoned us.
well, I know that the week that we had, as you said, you were asking if I were going to have 2 days, sleep in 2 days or whatever. I said if I did, I wouldn't have a show tonight.
Right? Yeah. From what you're saying, it was rather busy for you, and you need a vacation from your vacation. Get back to work.
Yet the most busiest day I had, well, I want to say it's not necessarily busiest, but the longest day we had was on Wednesday morning / night because we got picked up at 7:40 something in the morning. Went and got gas, so we probably left town about 8 o'clock in the morning, and we drove round trip 400 plus miles to visit the Black Canyon National Forest.
Wow,
so by the time we got home,
a ways.
It was 9:30. So,
and you guys are mostly homebodies. I mean, just most of the time, right? I mean, you get out a little bit, but for the most part, you kind of stay home and take care of your business and such, right?
Yeah, we don't go out. We don't go out and spend money too often. So
yeah, that's a lot for you guys.
Especially when you don't have money or a car to go to any of these places that we were going. Like Thursday, right after that trip, the following Thursday, we had another 2-hour trip one way to New Mexico.
Right.
But luckily, it wasn't such a long ride, so we were able to sleep in a little bit on Thursday morning. So we actually got to about 10.
Well, next time you need to talk to your in-laws to say, hey, I know somebody that lives in Utah, which is kind of close to Colorado. Maybe we should go see them. And because, Utah's got some very beautiful national parks. So.
Well, I don't know if they've already they've visited a lot of these different states, and it depends on where their relatives live. Like next year, they might be going out to Oregon or Washington State. Again, my brother-in-law that I never met. So, but they also like to go to national
park. Now, do they fly in?
What's that?
Do they fly in or drive in?
Well, they drove in today. This time because they had to bring. If you notice, what's behind me?
Right.
All these boxes that are behind me are Christmas house, the village houses, and a train. So we're gonna.
And they didn't even bring it all.
They didn't, and as you heard the wife say, they didn't even bring it all. They still have like 2 or 3 or 4 boxes left at the house, at their house in Florida. They got to mail out to us.
Wow, that's great. That's great. So,
So
well, why don't we get started out by calling out some people, huh?
sure, go ahead.
All right, we got some valuable people in the chat that are always seem to be here, which we really do appreciate. Henry is number 1, obviously. That's what he says. Thomas Francis, Idaho Pickers, which is Linnell, Amelia 2325. Let's see, go down here. We got Tanya. She's always here. Yeah, she's a serial chat person. Turtle Trader.
Mike showed up the crazy card.
The crazy card. Okay, yeah, I'm starting from the top. So if you see, I guess this is Alligator. I don't think I've ever seen.
I think
her,
I've seen
it
it
looks
a
like.
couple of times on Wednesdays. I don't know if they came in. I think this might be the first or second Sunday night show.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've ever seen. Well, welcome. Let's see, we go down a little bit further here. We got. Hey, I'm in here. That's great.
Yeah, I got Kathy Farbaugh.
Yep, Kathy Farbaugh and Gail Richardson.
Etsy Pickard. He made a comment about hitting a wall yesterday.
Right. Did you Swamp Picker?
Yeah, who went to Jenner, so he'll be here back in a little bit.
Yep, Glenn. So Berta Bell and Yvonne. How are you guys doing tonight?
Oh, yep, and Swamp Picker Glenn just said, I'm here now.
Oh, he came back. Okay. Well, very good. That looks like the bulk of the people. I'm sure we'll. Oh, NC Picker. I didn't see that one. I know you said it, but I didn't say hello. I think that's all that I see right now. So thank you for showing up. It's been a while since we've been on the show. So.
Well, at least that shows you who the consistent watchers or followers are.
Right. The serial chat people that just got to get their fix. Oh, I got to tell you, I'm having cheap beer tonight. Oh, there we go. This is my favorite cheap beer. No connoisseur here tonight. You know, not quite payday. So, anyway, so we were going to talk about what did you do when you left your store? You obviously went on vacation.
I had Friday night. I had the eBay store, plus I had my Bonanza store.
Right.
I thought I had set my Bonanza store on vacation on Saturday. And apparently I didn't, because when I went to go shut it off today, it was already, it was still active. So I'm like, well, good thing I didn't have any sales of those, because that's a 2-day shipping that I had on that. But I set the vacation settings on my eBay store, and I set the handling time for 5 days.
Okay. So basically you set your handling time till when you got back, right?
Well, I figured 5 days. Well, they didn't get here till Sunday. I figured 5 days is the full week. And not knowing when we were going to get back home, if I had a sale by accident, I could still possibly have gotten it out in time. I still wouldn't lose that 5% out of 5 days handling time.
Gotcha.
And ironically, when
I've heard of.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that when I went to set the alarm, not the alarm, but set the settings on that last Friday night, I actually had a sale that weekend already. So I had a package out for sale. We tried getting it out, but the mailbox post office here doesn't open until 9. Well, we had a drive to go where we were going that on Monday. We went up by Cripple Creek, and I ended up sending off the package there in Victor, Colorado. So I don't know if I made the timing or not, because when I went and looked at my numbers today, it said for the uploaded time and whatnot, 90.91%.
So maybe they didn't scan it right away, or
that, or it's because right before that we had a new mailman start delivering our mail, and I had put one package out to be scanned. I sent out in first class. Before that, I don't know if they never scanned it or if they didn't scan it until late.
Gotcha. Yeah, that seems to be a common problem. It's hard to know exactly how each postman works, and some like mine, for example. As soon as he takes a package, he scans it right then. I mean, he never thinks, doesn't throw it in the back and do it later. As soon as he gets it, he scans it and then throws it into a tub. So it's really kind of nice.
Yeah, that's what our original guy did. And there's a couple times we thought he missed it, so we actually waited for him, handed it, then I'm like, we need that scan. So I'm thinking I might have to do that to this new guy and say, this is an eBay sale. We need these scanned when they're in the mailbox.
Right. Please take care of this. It's not, I mean, it's one of those things that it's not required by you, but it really helps me. And sometimes you can get your postman to just help you out a little bit. But then again, you also have to share the love back, give them some. I saw a post somewhere on all the groups that I'm on about somebody that gave their postman like a big thing of Baby Ruths or something, just to thank them for all that they do for their business, for example, I mean, because if they don't do that kind of, if the postmen don't do their job well, it really can affect our business as resellers.
Well, I see we got a question from Vaughn.
I figured you'd grab that.
Victor, did you go to Cripple Creek? And yes, we went to Cripple Creek, but we went up 67. And for the people that are in Colorado and that aren't in Colorado that won't know that, it's a dirt road up the mountain to Cripple Creek. So instead of taking the highway or the bus route that we took in Pueblo, they have a bus that comes from Pueblo up to the Cripple Creek to go to the casinos. So instead of going that route, we went the back road, literally dirt, rocks, camping area and stuff like that. So it was a little bit of a ride up that way. And we ate lunch in Victor, where I dropped the mail off, and then we went to Cripple Creek and did a couple of train ride through the little town there that they do for the mining area and stuff like that. So,
well, that's awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. I mean, first of all, I don't have any. Let's see, my in-laws aren't like your in-laws, obviously. But yeah, so we don't get to do those kind of fun things like that. So, sounds like it was a lot of fun, but again, such a disruption for your routine. It's got to be difficult to get back in the swing of things, and
I still haven't got the templates yet because. Well, the whole time when we didn't have free time, the wife was sitting there saying, "You think you can get some templates up for the signs to get the houses listed?" And I'm like, "I will this weekend." And I still haven't done it.
Well, yeah.
I was still relaxing Saturday, and then today it's just the show was coming up, and I wasn't in the mood to actually work yet, so I'm gonna be doing it.
Hey, you gotta take care of. When Mama says something, asks you to do something, you got to do it, man. You got to keep Mama happy.
Well, another thing that I even forgot to do, and I might do it after the show, even though it'll be way late, is I didn't do my weekly post in the group.
Oh, your poll?
Challenge. I did it for the week before I left.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't been in there for a while, so. But so you set your eBay on vacation settings. You put it on not vacation, but you moved out your handling time for 5 days.
I did set the store on sale on vacation to the point where I put in we'll be back open on the 25th, even though I actually reset it on the 24th, figuring what's another day get more. If I get more sales over the weekend, that helps, which it did. I got 2 sales Saturday right away and another one today. So I got 2 things going out tomorrow. That's
awesome. I mean, it's nice to know that when, that people are kind of waiting on you.
I don't know if they were waiting on me or if it was just a chance that they bought right when the store went free again or not, but.
Well, let's just think positive. They were waiting on you, buddy. Okay.
Well, the one that went out today, that bought today, was a listing that was up for almost 2 years. So I figured I'd wonder about the good till canceled. There you go. It was of all places, of all things, you're gonna laugh, and some people are gonna be like, "Who would want that shirt unless they're gonna burn it?" It's a Cleveland Brown shirt.
Oh, you're right, man. That's bad. Nobody wants them. Yeah, I must say though, to be a Cleveland Brown fan or like a Detroit Lion fan, those to me are the true fans because their teams have been crummy so long, and to still be a fan, I mean, you have to be hardcore. And I tip my hat to you guys, both of you.
And I got the other item was another pattern that was sold on Saturday. And the Friday before, or the weekend, or I say Friday, because it was about that when I found out that we had a sale. It was another $17 pattern. So in a week, give or take, I sold 3 items.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, my sales are slow, but I think it's not because of the market, more me. I haven't been. I've been kind of rearranging my workspace. So and doing some, like I had told you before the show, that I changed up the way I do things a little bit to see to see if it made a difference on how I list by using drafts and stuff like that. And I don't know, I'm just fiddling with my business a little bit. I haven't done a whole lot of listings, so.
So, well, I'll ask you: have you ever put your store on vacation when you just said, "Okay, I'm going to take a weekend off," and just said, "Okay"?
I don't. I don't put my. I don't. Man, I'm gonna have to admit something. I don't get that many sales. No. Typically, first of all, I don't leave for that often, and when I do, I usually take a computer with me, so I'm not really ever gone. And if I'm gone, my wife is usually here, so I can tell her, "Hey, can you package this up for me and ship it?" And I'll do the paperwork from this end. But yeah, I don't, unfortunately, I don't get away enough for long periods of time because I do this part-time and I do have a normal job, a day-to-day job. So, about 2 weeks ago, I took a week off of my day job just so I could get some things taken care of here, but I wasn't really gone anywhere. I was just away from the 9 to 5er. So
that was a week before I said I was going away for a vacation. You took that?
Right, exactly. I was just sitting at home, cleaning up and listing and doing some stuff like that. So, let's see. I saw a question, but
I don't know. I was going to talk about this week. There was a post in the group before we get into the other topics that we had written down from last week when I wasn't here. Is that there was a post somebody put in about having 68%, and I'm not making anything wrong with it because they started in November, so they didn't have anything to go by a year. But I told you this, my numbers since those sales this month in the last 31 days, my percentage was up to over 500%. It's like, wait a minute, that's a big jump from a year.
Sure. Makes you want to go back and figure out, well, was it, a really bad month last year, or is it now that's your last 31 days? You're up 500%.
Yeah.
So
and then
that's great.
And I think the year based on the numbers was 200 and something percent.
Wow. So again, you either had a really bad month last month, or you're having a good month this month, or last year.
Or I just didn't. That's because I finally got all these. Like most of the listings that we have up now, like what the numbers were showing, was either cookie cutters. It was a bunch of cookie cutters 2 years ago, trying to get them sold out for Christmas, and then we got the Wilton cookie cutters and all that, and then I got all my patterns. Otherwise, it's all little stuff. Otherwise, like a couple of shirts here and there that we haven't gotten to list other things. Now you'll see you already know what the next bunch of listings is going to be. So
yeah, we know that's what your next lump of stuff is going to be. So let's see. Anything else? What's going on over here in the chat? They're just talking about somebody getting fired. Probably. Who is that from? Is that from LSU? Is that what I saw? Yeah. Anyway, they're talking football. I can't believe they're talking football during our show. No, I'm just kidding. So
let's see. Crafty caregiver says a little late, but I'm here.
Hey, you know what? We're happy that you're here. You're not that late. So we got 29 people in the house here, and that's pretty amazing for not doing it for 2 weeks and short term advertising on it.
And so I don't know. I don't know all 30 viewers that we have. How many of you actually use the vacation settings when your family comes in, and then you set the handling out to that time that they're going to be gone? Like I did it for 5 days for that week, knowing that you were leaving Saturday morning. I figured Saturday I can start everything over again. I want to see what their numbers look like for that.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. So, let's see. Yeah, Brian said, "What's a vacation?" I think there'll probably be quite a few of those. You mean you get away? What the heck?
Swamp Picker says handling time.
So Glenn said handling time. That's usually when I heard Scavenger Life, that's how they did it, and they're gone for extended time, like 6 weeks out of the country kind of stuff. I thought that's probably the way I'll do it as well, is just to change my handling time. And people that want to buy the stuff can still buy it, but they just know they're not going to get it right away. So let's see. Oh, yep. Turtle's talking about how the eBay hub really kind of puts it in your face how you're doing, day to day, week to week.
The crazy car says, no vacay here.
Yeah. I think that's probably how most people are. And even if they do a vacation, they probably don't consider it a vacation. They just pick in a different place. So
yeah, well, most times when you're doing it right, you can have your trip can be paid for by your business. So
right. Oh, that'd be sweet. Of course. Yeah. Oh, it's about time, Tanya. Tanya said that she finally switched over to the hub. So I've been listening to her talk about, I haven't done it yet. And I was thinking she's the only person that I know that hasn't switched over yet. So it'll take you a little time to figure it out, but I think it's actually pretty intuitive on where things are and stuff.
Well, like I said, when I did it, I wasn't sure where it would be when the sale comes out, or how tired it would be when we got home. Because
right, exactly.
Last time when I got home, like on Tuesday or Friday, it was actually 7 o'clock, close to that. So it's like normal time. I could have dealt with business then, but Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, like I said, Wednesday we didn't get home until 9:30 at night, and we were beat to the point where we just laid out, fed the cats, laid out on the recliners, and went to sleep.
Right. Gail Richardson says that she used to work for an eBay, doing eBay for a local company, and she had to put the shop account on vacation when she went on vacation because there was no one else to do it. So that makes sense. Turtle Trader has a good question. Does vacation hurt your top rated seller?
I cannot honestly answer that because I'm not a top rated seller. So
yes,
I wouldn't see
it does. It does, because once you take it off of your 1 or 2 business day turnaround, that bumps you off top rated seller. It doesn't take very long typically to get back on, unless you mess up your shipping. But for the most part, it's not too big of a bump, and it depends on your volume too. If you only sell one thing every month, then yeah, it might hurt. It might take a while. But if you have a pretty decent volume and throughput, you get back on. Let's see. Oh, Coco just got here. Hi, Coco. How are you?
Kathy wants everybody to remind everybody to check your settings for PayPal. eBay had a glitch. I didn't have
Correct.
a problem.
I actually went in and checked mine, and one of the 3 things was marked no, but I don't think it was the most important one. It was just one of the other ones that offered to put PayPal as a way to pay or something like that. But it wasn't the main one that said that I didn't accept PayPal. But I did go and check.
Well, I know we had at least two more topics that we were going to discuss this week. I asked you to write down before my relatives got here.
Right here. I'm a good little secretary.
Well, I would have done it, but not knowing what was going on, like because the relatives didn't even come in the house like we thought they were going to. So we ended up going out to eat more than one out. The wife talked them into going out to eat that Sunday instead of having them eat here.
Oh, nice. So all that cleaning you did, they didn't ever stay long enough to have a meal, huh?
No, but
Oh,
that's because we still needed it cleaned anyway. So
yeah, well, so yeah, you never feel bad about cleaning, but sometimes it's like all the stress about it that's the problem. So let's see. So what you asked me to write down, which one do you want first? Or does it matter?
it doesn't matter.
Well,
I got to remember what they were anyway, so it's like you have to refresh.
The 2 things he had me write down was one of the topics he wanted to talk about was complaining about platform changes.
Okay, that one I remember, kind of remember now.
Yeah, that was a specific person that was complaining about something that eBay had done that he wasn't happy with. And I'll tell you my take on it is I'm sorry the platform changes, but you're playing in their sandbox, and if they want to change the shape of their sandbox, then you just have to suck it up. Everybody, all resellers have to work in the same sandbox, and we can complain to eBay, and they may change it, but for the most part, your business plan needs to be liquid enough that you can change things as eBay changes things. And eBay doesn't normally change, or any platform for that matter. But the good thing about eBay is they don't change things like quickly. They'll tell you 6 months in advance, hey, we're going to change this. And then they'll remind you when it gets about 3 months. They tell you 3 or 4 times before you actually change it.
Not counting everybody in the group saying, this is coming.
Right. Exactly. Everybody really takes care of each other. Say, okay, make sure you got this. Just like Kathy did, where she said, check your settings for PayPal. There was a glitch. We all take care of each other. So the changes that do happen, we usually know about, and they're not business ending unless your business is very one faceted. Yeah, one dimensional. Exactly. If you only sell one thing and it's a certain brand, and all of a sudden Amazon says we're not letting you sell that brand anymore, then it's a problem. But with people and their business plans being liquid and being able to move a little bit, most of the platform changes, most of the recent eBay changes, for example, have been pretty good for the seller. There were a couple, the one a while ago that bumped a lot of people off that changed the way what do you call it? I can't even think of it right now. What it's called, the something rate. Anyway, a while ago there was a big one that bumped a lot of people, but other than that, since that one, I think eBay's really tried to make it a better place for sellers and or buyers too. So I guess my whole thing is we're all here. We all have to play the same game in the same sandbox. So complaining, you can complain, but we don't really have much choice.
Well, yes, you do.
Oh yeah, yes, you don't have to.
Choice. Make your own site. Pay exorbitant numbers for a server, all this that eBay pays for, plus all the setting up the site, making sure that you don't get hacked in there, security, all that. and then try getting people to come to you. Look at all the sites that everybody asks for. Have you sold on eBay, eBay.net? Have you sold on this? Have you sold here? Yet, where does everybody go to? Amazon or eBay mostly first. So if you want your business to have its own site, you got to draw people in somehow, even going using eBay. Sending, like, when you send a card out, a package out, send your card in it with saying your website instead of eBay, if you really want to get away from eBay. But even then, you still got to use that basically their customer service to get your base at least going a little bit.
Right. Oh, that defect rate was what that was called. Like I said, I told her thank you. You know, I'm had a couple of beers, so I'm a little slow. Turtle Trader asked, what are the settings that we're discussing that you need to check? I honestly, I'm trying to remember who posted it and in what group. There's a small video. Basically, what it is, Turtle, is that there was a glitch in eBay, and what it did is unchecked the fact that you take PayPal as a payment plan. So you have to go into your account settings and just verify that you're still accepting PayPal as a way to pay.
And you accept that you let their buyers pay you when they pay everybody at once with PayPal.
Right. There's a couple of, there's like 3 of them, but the most important one is that you accept PayPal. And I heard quite a few people where their sales had stopped because that was cut off. So yeah, Kathy Farbaugh says, go to your account and make sure PayPal is checked. One store was right, other store was switched on hers. So
yeah, I've seen that video posted in quite a few groups, a couple of times, twice in one group. I'm like, should I delete it? Because I was actually the admin. I'm like, should I delete this one? And I'll just let it go.
Yeah, and actually, it was a good public service announcement. I mean, that's something we should, it's nice that everybody, because I probably wouldn't have noticed.
Tanya said it was Thrift School that had that video.
Is that who it was? Okay. Yeah, I saw it posted in a couple places. I watched it, and they told you how to go through it. And it's very simple. I mean, it wasn't difficult. You just they went through it and showed you how to get to where you need to look. So just check on some of the groups, Turtle, and you'll find it. And I don't know why or how it affected people.
I was gonna say you can also just go like Tanya said. Thrift School has the video, so if you look up Thrift School, I'm sure it's probably his latest video or his most viewed video right now. So that's another way of finding it.
Oh, hey, you know what? That is awesome. I want to make this announcement. In the chat, Brian said that he's going to be a dad again. He's been having some trouble with his ex-wife, but it looks like that he finally won his case, and he'll be being a 50-50 custodial parent. So that's awesome, Brian. I mean, that's really good. I'm glad to hear it. We'll have to have you on sometime maybe, and see if Biscuit Kid can make an appearance as well. That's great. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So there's people actually going through it in the chat on how to go through it. Go to the account settings like that. So.
I think we should read Gail's just in case.
Okay, sure.
After the show sees it, she says account, site preferences, payment from buyers, then make sure all 3 boxes are checked.
Correct. Yeah. Like I said, it's very simple, but you just want to make sure, because otherwise you're not taking PayPal as a payment plan. And I didn't even know there was any other way to do business on eBay other than PayPal. So, Chad has made made an appearance. How are things, Chad?
Yes, Chad. Everybody's upset. You took the same week off or the same amount of time off having no shows.
Yeah, geez.
And what was our next topic that I had again?
Okay, the other topic that you had written down you had me write down was selling recalled items and whether it's moral on eBay or local. So
I remember that one was based on somebody that was selling something or had their account. I know had their listing removed because of it being
recalled, right?
recalled.
Which
And
the common one that everybody talks about is the jarts, the lawn darts. That's a very easy one that everybody knows has been, anybody that's 30 years older or older knows that they were banned in the 80s because they were sticking kids' heads. So it's not really much of a surprise. Therefore, I guess it came down to is this person got it, and I don't even know who it was, so I don't even want to call out anybody, but it was removed from eBay that they couldn't list it on eBay, and so they were going to sell it on Craigslist or a local group or Facebook or something like that. What do you guys think about that? I mean, is in the law states on a recalled product, you cannot sell it. It has to be returned. But
and on eBay, try saying box empty, but then they describe what else is going to be in the box. So
right.
How can you say it's empty if it's in the box? So
that's one of those way to skirt the law, or I'm selling you an empty box of jarts and they just happen to be in there, and so we were just wondering, what does everybody think about that kind of, the morality of it? Is it something that you would do? I mean, would you sell somebody something is recalled, and or if it's recalled, would you go out of your way to find a way to sell it, whether it's local or eBay or like Chris had said? I wouldn't either. There's a reason. There's a reason it's recalled. That's the way I figure it, and I would hate to sell something that's recalled to somebody and then find out later that whatever I sold them did some damage. I had a friend here recently whose house, their house burned down, and it was because of a charger that for their, I don't even know what it was for, a camera or something that malfunctioned. And I can just imagine the guilt that I would feel if, that had been a piece of equipment that had been on recall, and then I had sold it to them and knowing that it was on recall. So,
well, so far I'm seeing a lot of no ways, no's for doing it. I know I wouldn't do it, and on that post, I'm sure Dad saw it. I'm sure you saw it. I pointed it to you. The fact that obviously it was everyone saying, "No, this is the law. This is the law. This is the law." And it's like every other person saying, "Well, I do it locally, or I do it this way," or they would try figuring ways to do it. I was get ready to start kicking people for trying to give that type of advice. But it's like, if I did that, it would be down to 10,000 people again.
Right, and it just comes back to being in the business that we are. We have to sometimes set our own morals and set our own. We just have to be ethical, because sometimes there is nobody watching over you but yourself, and like I said, they're recalled for a reason. NC Pickard put in that the recalls don't have to be sent back to the company; they just have to offer to fix it. And it depends on the type of recall. Sometimes,
it's a choice. They can't really fix it because that was a medical problem. People were throwing it at people.
Right, exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna try to get dirt running up underneath it to go avoid it, and they get it caught in the eye or wherever.
Exactly. It depends on why it's recalled. Of course, there are some things that are recalled that it's a quick fix. The company says, "Oh yeah, this O-ring is bad. Here's a new O-ring." There's a lot of but in the case of jarts, which is lawn darts, inherently they're dangerous for kids. I mean, they're just throwing darts at people, so or near people. So I think in that case they were actually just they weren't recalled that you had to send them back to the company, but you cannot sell them. But I don't know. You'd have to look at the recall letter itself. The recall letter will say what has to be done. So, but I don't know on that one.
Well, Chad said the recalled Snack Kid, which is the Cabbage Catch kid, was desired by collectors but not for kids. And he has a sealed one, so he's in the boat, sell it or not, where he's not going to sell it because he's not going to be a roll scooter.
Right. Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, it really is. And the other problem is sometimes because it's recalled, that makes it even more valuable. You know, the people want the one that's recalled for whatever reason. So yeah, it's kind of an ethical question.
There are other items that we know that Debbie gets that she finds are recalled items, and she sends them in. You get more money back. You don't even necessarily get an item back. You get more money back from that company. So,
and I actually
at a thrift store for $4 and say it's a $50 item brand new. They send you $50. There's your profit.
Right. I'll be right back. I got something that was recalled. Hold on.
Okay, and Chad says that he would. Well, not to hear it, but Chad said he would. So Chad said he would sell it to a collector, meaning the doll.
Right. And that's where, again, you have to kind of think, well, you know, where's the liability lie? I don't know if I would. The doll, I don't know if it would be a big deal to me unless you know, sell it to a kid or something. Okay, so I bought this a while ago. It is a Corningware percolator. And the percolator parts on the inside were recalled. I listed this and they said, nope, you can't do it. Everything that has to do with this percolator has been recalled. And at first I thought, well, what if I sell the whatever the hell this is, not the percolator part, because the percolator it's a coffee thing, a coffee percolator, but the percolator was the part that was recalled, not the whole thing. So was I going to sell the pitcher itself or part it out or what? I decided I'm just not going to deal with it right now. I'm going to see if they come out with a new part for the percolator, and maybe I'll buy it and finish out, you know, fix it up and sell it as refurbished, or, you know, not necessarily refurbished, but fixed after the fact. So, yeah, thank you. Everybody's like saying all the things that I can't say: decanter, carafe, you know, pitcher, this thing right here. So,
in fact, I think that might be one what I was thinking about, where you might actually just send it back to the company and actually get money for it.
Yeah, and there are some things I know, like you said, Deb has done that. I can't remember what her favorite one was. It was like a cocoa maker or something that had a problem, and she would find them constantly at the thrift store and send them in for $25 or whatever. I can't remember what. I think it was a cocoa maker or something like that, or a cappuccino maker. But yeah, so different recalls ask for different things. Some say you have to get it fixed. Some say you have to return the item. Some, you know, will send you the parts. Some will send you a check. You know, there is a website which I wish I would have thought of to look up before we had this talk about all recalled items. You can actually go.
You have anything to do all week.
Yeah, well, I wasn't thinking. But there is a website that looks at all the recalled items, and you can go and actually see what is required of you, from recalled car parts where you have to go get the car fixed, or to, you know, percolators. So to make a long story short, I wouldn't sell it.
No, I wouldn't. That's like I said, I wouldn't sell anything that was recalled either. And That's how when something comes up with like mostly the jarts, it seems like it's always coming up, especially during the summertime. That people are saying, "Should I sell it?" And they're like, "You can't." And there's people that are saying, "You can't." It's like, no, legally you
Right.
can't. And why would you want to risk somebody's freedom by telling them to sell it?
Right. Right. Or, and like I said, the liability that if that did go and hurt somebody, and you knowingly sold it, even though it was um, recalled, I mean, they'll come back on you. You
Yep.
know, if you knowingly sell something that is recalled, you are liable for that, for anything that happens, or can be liable. Not
And it's not like
always
they're
are.
gonna let you say, "Well, okay, I heard it from Dwayne that you can sell it on eBay," and then come back to you. It's like they're gonna come to the person that sold it. That's the person that you talked to about it.
Right, right. Yeah, exactly. They're going to come to the person that they have proof sold it. So, yeah, NC Picker says they think it's a government site. Yeah, it is the recall site. I seriously can't remember it, but it is.
Can't remember it right now. And I had it. I shared it in the group a couple of times when I was doing especially on that particular item.
Thanks, Mike.
I had somebody actually read it and say, "Chris, I read the whole thing and I didn't see where it said that." And then I said, "Did you read this?" And I actually copied and pasted the part about it saying, "Federal law prohibits." And then she's like, "Oh, I didn't see that." And I kept myself from writing back saying, "So you didn't read everything."
Right. Well, and in this day and age, nobody ever reads everything. I mean, let's be serious. When you sit down to buy a house, do you seriously read all 40 pages that you sign? No, you agree. Yeah, okay, this is for that. All right, I agree. You know, when you really should, but most people don't. We're lazy as a society. It's who we've become. So,
And like I said, I've conveyed this to Chad, and I'm sure now that if he said that what I wanted to write, people are going to say, like, Chris is changing a bit. Because when I used to start the show, you used to watch from the beginning. I wasn't so necessarily, okay, straight on rules only, this, that, or like I am now. Like, I've easy, lay back. I'm starting to see that people need to have their butts kicked or whatever, and I'm just finally getting into the point where I'm going to do it or nobody's going to do it.
right, right. Let's see what we got in the chat. Yep. The crazy card said, blame it on Dwayne. Yeah, go ahead. Blame it on me, buddy. Blame it on me. Oh, Crafty Caregiver said recall.gov. So that may be the website to check for recalls. I'm not sure, but that sounds right. So
yeah, I'm sure there's a couple of different ones. I don't remember if the one I found was for .gov or not, but
right, right.
so I just Googled in our church illegal for sale, and I saw recall, and I was like, okay, that's when I'm gonna hit click on.
Right, right. So how are people in the chat? What guys got any questions for us? Any?
Yeah, we got about 10 more minutes to the hour. I thought it would be going a little longer than this. Then again, I also thought Rebecca would be here since she was the one that wanted to be on the last weekend of the month because we're not gonna be here all next month.
Right, right. Well, you know, people are busy.
Yep.
They make time for what's important to them. So, you know, if she's going to California or whatever for a month, then you know, it's got to happen. So
That was part of her business and work and whatnot. So that's why I made sure you were still ready for Saturday. I said, you want to do? That's when you said that you having withdrawals. So I was like, okay, if he's having withdrawals, that means he needs a show.
yep, exactly. So I'm just going to ask Chad here. Are you back, Chad? Are you back from Panama City, or are you still there? And you can answer when you get a chance. I was just curious. Oh, it sounds like he's back. He's going to hit it hard. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about, Chris?
Chad just said he just got back.
Oh, good.
From Panama City. And I don't have anything off the top of my head unless somebody wants to ask. Well, we have a question. Idaho says, does eBay automatically tell you it's a recall? I don't think so. I think they say that's why if they told you, you wouldn't be getting nailed when they find your listing. If your listing gets reported or the bot find it from whatever keyword that they look for, it's the only time you really find it, and they take your listing down. I don't think they flat out say you can't list this due to recall yet. I wish they
And
would
that,
have figured that out. So once you type that particular keyword in for that item, no, you can't sell it here. Instead of always getting nailed later, but maybe they'll get there. One of the things I'm gonna say, one of the groups, another group that I'm not gonna mention the name of the group because I don't know if they want to barrage of people to not necessarily a secret group, but they already have a set. And I know some of the other viewers are probably part of that group, but they have in that group that I'm wanting to mention, they have Hal Law and a couple of the other eBay executives in the group. So if there's issues, they'll you text them or whatever, or they'll ask you, send me an email, and they'll look into your situation for you, depending on what the situation is. And so I know that's why a lot of times I was kicked out of that. At one point, I was kicked out because I didn't talk enough in that group when one of the original owners wasn't there. And I said, I learn more by not talking because I'm not as experienced as all of you sellers. I may have 10 years, but most of the people in that group are 20 plus years of eBay, like from the beginning. So.
right, exactly. And I agree with exactly what Chris said about they don't automatically tell you it's recalled, but when they find it, they'll say they'll send you an email because it happened to me. They'll send you an email saying this item, blah blah blah, has been recalled and therefore you cannot sell it. And I think they even, if I remember right, they even say don't try and relist it. They kind of scare you a little, saying, hey, don't try and circumvent the rules. But I'm sure some people will.
Yeah, everybody tries. There's somebody out there trying to figure a way around the rules so you can make sales. Like we were talking about with the jarts, it's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everybody out there, unfortunately, is trying to make a buck, and sometimes their greed, and this is my opinion only, sometimes greed gets the better judgment over, ethical concerns or morality. And unfortunately, I hope that the bulk of the people in the reselling community are better than that. And I agree. I think they are. I really do. So there's just a few that, they have to check their, their morality to make sure that this is actually what they want to do. So.
Yeah, and sometimes when they get away with it once, they figure they can get away with it continuously, and then they start getting an ego if they don't get caught. And then their ego gets checked at the door when they do get caught that one time.
Right, exactly. And then they complain, oh, look at all these other people that are selling it. And that happens a lot. Where, I've seen that in the groups quite a few times. It's like, well, we're not, like, for example, expired ink. Okay, we're not supposed to sell expired ink. You used to be able to, you can't anymore. But you'll see people complain that, oh, well, I got busted, but there's 5 other people here that are selling the same exact thing. And it's one of those that, well, you got caught. I mean, you're the one. Is it really worth your eBay business to try and sell that again? If they say, no, you can't do it, and you try and circumvent the rules, you're putting your business at risk. And that really, that's just bad business. You got to be silly to do it that way. So.
Well, funny you mentioned the ink, because I was just doing a couple of, before the show, I was checking my eBay and stuff. And you know how on the hub they say, check your certain listings, to say, revise these listings to make you're not X amount of percentage you're not going to sell in the next 30 days type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had one for ink that I have up at $8.99 plus free shipping.
Wow.
And I'm not even the highest price, and they're telling me that I got to change my price to a higher price. That I'm not even in the median. I'm lower than the median on eBay, and they're trying to tell me I should change it. And everybody's making more sales than me. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense when I have the same product, the lowest price. So for everybody that thinks that being the lowest is always, or pulling, and I'm not picking a chat with the fast nickel type of thing where you're the lowest, always going to sell fast. It's not true, because I got $8.99 free shipping. Everybody else is in $11 or more.
Yeah.
And they're selling supposedly, I'm not. and I only have one, and they have 3 or 4. So
Yeah, you know, you just got to play by the rules. Sometimes it makes sense, and sometimes it's, you know, we as resellers think, what in the hell is eBay thinking? But obviously they have something they're thinking about, and we're not.
okay, I actually thought about raising the price, and then I'm like, why raise it even though I'm not? It says I'm only going to sell at 4% chance of selling it this next 30 days. But why would now it'd be ironic if I raised the price and added shipping, or just added shipping to the price, and like instead of doing free shipping, and it sold.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Kathy Farbaugh says expired ink is not recalled. Agreed. I didn't mean to say that it was. You know, on Amazon you can't sell expired ink anymore, and that's where kind of where I was going. I didn't think to clarify that. So I believe you can still sell it on eBay, but you can't on Amazon. They won't accept it. So I didn't mean to, and it's not really recalled. It's just they don't want you selling it. So
Yeah,
if that's what I put out there, I didn't realize that I had said it that way.
Yeah, the ink that I'm talking about, I don't even know when it was manufactured, so it's like no date on the box, so it's kind of hard to say if it's
right. And some don't have, yeah. And ink usually has a date, and like toner does not. But again, sometimes it's hard to tell, even if you do have numbers, what the date actually is, because a lot of companies have their own dating codes, so it's hard to say. So
are there any other questions? And I see Pharaoh Crow's just getting here near the end of the show. Unless we stay on a little extra, if there's any other questions. Like I said, I know Chad came in late, and I know a few people came in that may want to know about my quote unquote vacation. That's probably what we talked about at the beginning of the show, more or less, with the vacation settings. But I'm sure there might be some.
So,
go ahead. Nope.
I was going to read what Crafty Caregivers just said. She just checked that you can sell expired ink on eBay. You cannot sell expired food, makeup or products you ingest. So there you go.
And she said expired diabetic test strips are okay too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even see that. Yeah.
Well, she just put it. So.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Henry wants to know if there's going to be an overtime, aka after show, and I don't know yet.
You know what? As long as I can eat dinner while we're on the after show, I don't mind. I'll be there.
I don't care if you eat or not.
Yeah, I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. Okay, and Glenn wants to know how I'm coming with my storage unit. Well, I actually found a few more things that were worth some money. Hold on, let me grab it.
Yeah, apparently my week off, Dwayne kind of had a week off too. He didn't know what he was going to do. He was bored. He couldn't work while I was gone, from what he told me. Right?
Who?
You.
Me?
Yeah, you said the whole time I was gone, you didn't know what to do. It's like,
yeah, I don't know.
You were cleaning your house, but you weren't listening or anything like that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Chad is sending a bunch of pictures of an ugly ass car.
He's sending you the pictures of the woman.
Yeah, the car that he was talking about. I don't know how to. Let's see if I can share screen. I don't know.
You do the green screen share button.
Yep.
Sorry, Chad. Try sending it to me first. Yeah, that's one of the pictures.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure if I can actually go through the pictures he sent me, but that's one of them. Wow. All I got to tell you is, like I think Chad said in his post, is I'm glad it's her car or his car, not mine. Wow, that's interesting.
Now I'm trying to
that's pretty crazy. So
I'm trying to sell that one on eBay.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's a sick mind right there. Anyway, so one of the other things I found in the storage unit is this little coin purse right here. And I don't know if we can actually see the name on it or the symbol, but it's called Fendi. And I found out that this little stupid coin purse is worth about $80, between 40 and 80. I mean, depending on the design and such. There's none just like it, but very similar. So that was another, another find. I really haven't looked much into the stuff that I put in my storage unit. I just haven't had a chance to get over it. Yeah, Mike, that's Fendi, exactly how you spelt it there. Yeah, it looks like it'll sell. So, my little $10 investment is actually working out to be pretty good so far. We'll see as time goes on. With things good. Oh, okay. I was just reading what you wrote, Chris. What the heck is he talking about? So
yes, what the car that picture was, because you took it away. So
right.
Some people don't necessarily see it right away. So
right, exactly. Sorry, I guess I should have done the intro. All I got is Chad sending me a bunch of dang pictures.
Well, he probably sent them to you because he already sent them yesterday. And and as usual, I'm not on Facebook right now, so you can resend
right,
them.
and unfortunately I am. Okay, here's another. Oh, wow, there's another car even. Hold on.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show this one too.
Okay.
More than one car even, not just one car. I mean.
Yeah, there's a car on top of a car.
Yeah, exactly. There's a little car, a little Corvette on top of I don't know what that thing is. All right, let me just go through the pictures that he has sent me while I'm sharing here. Hopefully it won't. Oops.
Oh.
Stupid idiot. All right, I'm a little slow. Come on now. Hey.
Uh-oh.
Oh, screw it. It's not working. So. Anyway, yeah, those are some pretty crazy pictures you have there, Chad. Let's see what we got in the thing. What about the tires? See, everybody wants to know about the tires. I have not figured out anything about the tires. I haven't taken time to look into them much. I've been rearranging my workspace and trying to de-junk a little bit. I haven't even started to go to the storage unit yet. So one of these times I'll figure it out and get over there. And I have had a couple of my relatives that need a spare tire. So.
Okay, now I'll ask you a question, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want to.
Oh, I'll answer anything, man.
Oh no, it's not necessarily a bad question. It's just you have your full-time job. Do you think if you really put your mind to it that you could actually run a full-time business instead of having a full-time job right now? Whatever.
I've actually thought about it, but at this point, I can't say that I could ramp my business up, but I don't know if I would. And that's just me questioning myself. I'm not sure if I am, if I push myself enough. So there have been times when we thought, wow, man, I really want to quit my job. Let's ramp up the business. And then I really don't ramp it up. So I kind of question my own
desire,
ability, or whatever you want to call it.
I think it would be more of a desire. So if you really wanted to ramp it up, you do it.
Yeah, exactly. And at this point, I'm not sure whether I'm cut out for just pure reselling. And I'm probably like the only person that ever says that, because I know everybody wants to go.
Sean isn't really reselling anymore. It's like every once in a while he does post things about coloring books and stuff like that. He's not going out doing videos about reselling anymore. Sean,
Yeah, that's true. I just I don't know if that's what I want to do. I mean, I love doing it and I enjoy it, but I have found that I just don't have the enthusiasm when I have time, and it actually kind of bothers me that I can't talk myself into it. But I do love it. So, and I think if push came to shove, let's say I got fired or laid off or something, I think I could make a go of it because I would have to, you know, that would be the push that made me do it. But I don't know if I could ramp it up enough in the short time that I have between, you know, when I get off of work and bedtime to make it so that I could quit my job. I know a lot of people can, but I'm not sure if I personally can at this time. So.
And the crazy card says, no, Dwayne, others fight the same battle in their heads.
True. And I think that it's just something that not a lot of people want to admit. And I know my own limitations, and I don't mind saying them. You know, I have questioned, and both me and my wife have thought, you know, I would love to do basically what Scavenger Life did, move to the country and live by reselling. But I just really question whether I could do that. You know, just force my, you know, on the weekends I get up and I sit in my pajamas or all day long. You know, it's like, well, God, I really need to get up and do something.
Well, now see, I can see I'm probably not necessarily opposite, but if we had a car, I'm sure we wouldn't necessarily. It would take a while for us to get to really get there and have the money coming in. But like I said, I want to get off my assistance, but everything's relative to what I can and can't do, and everything like that. If we had a car, we'd bring a lot of our stuff down to the flea market on the weekends. That way, I clean out the house.
I know that can you not drive because of your cerebral palsy?
Well, I tried when I was 16, and I was in the driving school. I was acing all the written parts.
Right, of course.
To the point where the teacher was having me help other students that came in after me.
Awesome.
But then when my parents passed away, he's like, well, he kind of went, well, since you're not going to be able to pay anymore regularly, just go for your license. So I went with my sister, and we were going to try, and then somebody from another city in the same state said, well, I work for the DMV, I'll take you out and before your test and see how you do. I went out, and he came out and said, if I was to be your tester right now, you would have failed.
Gotcha.
So my sister kind of got away from me even doing the test right then. My sister kind of like, oh, fine, and just blew it off. So I never really went out and went for my license. I was up to the northwest part of Connecticut where the college was, so it's like I had walking distance of college and everything that was in town, so I didn't necessarily have to go anywhere. If I wanted to go to Torrington, which is the next town over, I walked the 12 miles because I used to walk to school. So it's like
sure. So you're not your physical ailment doesn't say that. I mean, you're not banned from driving. You just haven't taken. You know, somebody had said that you couldn't do it a long time ago, and you haven't.
And then ever since then, whenever I moved, I was like, okay, what is a bus? So I was always conscious of where I lived. So it's either things were within walking distance, or there was a bus route or something that I can jump on, so I don't necessarily have to. So in a way, I'm saving energy, money, and energy in the world because I'm not driving and smogging up the atmosphere with another car. But,
right.
But I'm also not able to go out to New Mexico or Utah or wherever I want to go, where I want to go.
Gotcha. The reason I asked is I didn't know if you were, you know, because like people with epilepsy, they won't give you a license because there's a medical issue. I didn't know if your issue forbid you from having a license, or if it was just like you said, the constant experience just worked out so you didn't get a license. So.
Right. And I just figured I would just on without it. If I really needed a license, and even then, I'd still have to figure out how to get another job or come up with the money to pay for a car, to pay for the insurance.
Right. Now, can Roxy drive, or is she medically?
Yeah, she drives. She has a license, but sometimes the doctor said no about the driving because of the foot or plantar fasciitis or whatever it is. But we don't have a car either way, so
it doesn't matter, right? Okay.
But she does have a license, so if somebody else needed a ride, or if we had somebody that had a car that needed a ride or whatever, or if we let her drive it, she could.
Gotcha.
And I saw a comment I want to address by let's see, Freddie Carroll says, take that sign down that is in front of your face. Freddie, that is so people know who we are. Because a lot of times when somebody's new to our channel, they'll say, who the heck is this talking? Or whose channel is this on? So we do that to help. We're not, maybe the other channels necessarily don't do that, but we feel it's helpful for us.
Right, right. And I guess I should sit back because I don't realize how I look to you guys. Just the way my camera is. There you go. How's that? Is that better? Now you can see my multiple chins.
Good night, Chad. Now I'm expecting to see you on Ronnie's channel tomorrow, Tuesday.
Right, right. So, what about other people in the chat? Have you thought about the part-timers in the chat? Have you thought about going full-time, and what is it that stops you? I think it's just me that stops me. But other people, I mean, is it a lack of
true in regards to you? Because if you notice, once we started the show, you said you needed me to motivate you, and you wanted to motivate listings done. So it's like you need something to either bounce off of or to push you to get things done.
Sometimes, yeah, for sure, for sure. But then again, like I said, if it was a requirement, you know, I mean, if the money that I make from reselling is nice to have, but it's not whether I eat or not. And if it was, I think that would be an entirely different story.
Well, like I said, I'm planning on getting I don't know how many houses we actually have here, so that's going to be our next foray into listings. You know, I got plenty in the rest of the house, that even some of that stuff the in-laws sent us. So it's like, I don't necessarily always have to go out picking or the thrift stores or yard sales. It's like sometimes I get things mailed to us, and they're like, this can make you money, and then we look it up after they get it, like, not as much as you thought.
Right. Amelia says, I need to go full-time as my other job ended, but every time I start, something comes up and messes up my day. Well, and I can completely understand that, Amelia. What are the things that mess your day up? I mean, is it something that do you have another income? Or, I mean, I guess that's my question, because in my case, I have a wife and 2 children in the house. So if I was not to work and make money, we wouldn't have any money. So is there another, you have no income right now? Wow, that's a motivator right there for me. I
don't know what comes up, but if it's family or friends saying they need your help, you're gonna have to start putting your foot down and saying, no, I gotta work. And if they say, well, you just lost your job. No, I'm working.
Right, exactly.
Reselling. I'm doing this. And then if they don't listen,
and if you're living off, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and if you're living off of you know, like savings that you've had, you need to, you know, at that point, like Chris had said, whatever's messing it up has to take a back seat to whether or not, you know, you survive. So that would be a big thing for me, a determining factor. Gail Richardson says, I recently left my job due to the business not doing well. They couldn't pay her consistently. So this is it. Have some money saved, but have to ramp it up my listings like now. See, and again, Gail, if I was in that position, I believe that would be the motivation I need. But right now, for some reason, I'm like, you know, I'm just floating around. I can't figure out I can't get the ambition to do it. So it's really strange. I'll figure it out eventually. But hopefully, Gail, that, you know, this community can help you ramp it up to where you are making a comfortable living and everything's working for you. So,
and if you have to, I know Gail watches a lot of other videos and other groups, and I know she like she had him commented me on one before that she usually just watches and doesn't comment. And I said, start commenting because it's part of this community like a family. You start saying you need help or something like that, people get to know you, and then they're more apt to give you advice or say
Sure.
in private than they are without knowing who the heck you are.
Exactly. Once you, I mean, I think this community invites anybody in, but the people that actually put forth effort and ask questions, and you can see really have the drive. Those are the people that really get more from the reselling community than just those who, sit and watch and don't comment.
Well, I know there's a lot of people that watch on their tablets and stuff, so they can't comment. So
Agreed. Yeah, I'm not trying to discourage anybody. I'm just saying that the people that ask questions and are more interactive, I think they get more out of the content than those that don't.
Yeah, because you have to, like we just did, we addressed Amelia's situation, we addressed Gail. We're not just worrying about ourselves.
Right, exactly. And I think we can, the reselling community is very, it is a family. To me, it is a family. I mean, if I have any questions, I usually know who to go talk to. And don't ever ask Jeff anything, because Jeff Davidson is kind of a clown. I'm just kidding. Jeff's a great guy.
Well, don't ask him anything after a certain time because he might got an ambient and you don't want his response.
Right. It depends on if it's an ambient night or not. So, Joni, that is true. Work smarter, not harder. Keep listening. It's simple. That is true.
Well, the listings, you might not get sales though. So, like I said, that shirt that I sold today had been up for almost 2 years.
Right.
And I'm sure you saw me share it in all these other groups that I'm in that are we were able to share your listings right around football season. I'd say, get this if you're a Browns fan, so that way I would get it out.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I don't know how to say this name. Misirilla? Misurilla? Misirilla? Sounds good. First, she said it takes her forever to list, or him, sorry, that they're so picky and that the paycheck is hard to give up and they want to retire from their job in 5 years or 2 years. So.
Oh, no, 2 years, she's responding. They're responding to my shirt comment about my listing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, from her job in 5 years and then 2 years. I don't like listing up that long. And, the thing with that is some things sell quick, some things sell long tail. I mean, I don't like having them up there, but if it wasn't up there, it wouldn't have sold. So that's the way I figure it.
And it's not like I ended up relisting it. After a certain time, with the eBay's good to cancel, as long as it's up after X amount, they'll say it's been this long. Revise it. So all I do is change something up around on it and I leave it back up. It may not be for everybody. That's why there's the quick flip. You got the long tail because most clothing is going to be a long tail.
Sure.
So I mean, sure
Jeff said he gave, and this is an actual thing that I've actually worried about a bit too. Jeff Davidson said he gave up the paycheck 10 years ago that he misses people, and I've noticed that I can sit and run my whole business out of this room, well, right now for a while until I get my back stock all listed. But other than that, I mean, you miss, being social with other people, or you can. And it's kind of, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's what this community is about. Like we're doing.
Exactly.
We're not necessarily face to face, like next to people over, but we're all talking and interacting. And some places you meet people. Like you've gone to the green room.
Absolutely, yeah.
You got other conferences all over the country that people go to.
And being able to talk to somebody that understands your specific kind of business problems is important. And I think the Facebook groups and these YouTube videos and such really makes it so you can vent, you can ask questions that nobody else really is going to understand. And that's why I said that I was kind of going through withdrawals when Chris said that when we hadn't had a thing for 2 weeks, and Chad hadn't had his show. It's that banter, the people that understand what I'm going through, that it's hard to
And yes, there
hard
are
to
other
find that.
shows, but there are other shows during the week. But it just depends on who you like and who you're friends with if you're gonna want to go watch that show. Like there's certain shows when certain friends or people are on, I'll go watch them if they're a guest of that person. And they support me by being coming and watching our shows. So
Sure.
I'll return a favor by watching when they're on a guest spot if I can. That way, it's not like okay, you're only good for me when you're watching me. I'm not gonna watch you when you're somewhere else. It's
Sure. Crafty Caregiver says, I like the meetups. We have one every month here in St. Louis. That's great. Having a group of people in your immediate area that you can meet up with in person, that's got to be, that's a great thing. I met up with a bunch of people in the green room 2 years ago, actually now. And that, a year and a half ago, I guess. And that was excellent, meeting people that I had talked to and bounced ideas off of in person, and to see that first of all, that they're real people, which, you don't think about, but, and to see that they're most everybody that I had met was exactly how they had portrayed themselves. It was great. Oh, look at Angie showed up.
yep, and we also had Debbie Keith showed up.
Oh,
too.
and Debbie Keith. Geez, you guys. Jeff says he's Uncle Fester of the family. That's funny. Let's see.
Yeah, and I know there's a meetup group in Colorado Springs, and I actually thought about trying to start one here, but then I realized when I asked the person that ran that one, they said it's $100 and something for a year to be in that meetup site. Have a group in it, and I'm not gonna spend money. I'd rather build that's why I made my local group now, another group called for the Port, and I didn't put it in the link because most people that are watching my shows are not from my area. But I have a local eBay sellers group for Pueblo.
Nice.
And I tried to type in and saying, how's sales going? How's it? By trying to build it up, nobody's responding to my own post. So it's like, did I really just do this for nothing?
See, and it's weird because in Utah, I've only found one other reseller, and he was in the green room. Or I've only met one other green reseller, and he was in the green room. That was it. I've never in the groups, let's say. I'm sure there's resellers all over the place, but resellers that are in some of these groups, I've never met anybody else. So it's kind of strange. It's like being out, on an island. It's like I'm the only one here. So, but then again, living in Utah, I'm kind of like that anyway, because it's kind of strange.
Yeah, well, I just added somebody the other day, when I add somebody to my local group, I'm waiting for them to at least ask the question or say, thanks for adding me, so that way I can interact. But it's like when I just sit there asking questions and don't get responses, it's like, okay. You start getting, so, but I was trying to get where other people can, in my area, so that if I can get to where we have a meetup, say we meet at Goodwill one time, then I can have somebody willing to trust me enough, willing to give me a ride to one of the other thrift stores at the same time, type of thing.
Yeah, I'm sure it's tough. Let's see what we got in the chat here. Yeah, exactly. Turtle Trader said most family and friends do not understand or relate, and that is, it's the networking portion of all these groups and stuff is a way to network with people that do what you do, or to at least understand a portion of what you do, and it's great. That's one of the great things about the community.
Yeah, you want to make sure you learn something from somebody else, that you can help somebody, and maybe you become good friends where Maybe we'll start a business together. Like you can have your thing outside, you have a thing inside, and then maybe there's a brick and mortar store you guys want to start together.
Right, right. And the other thing is that I know so many people and their different specific niches, that if I have question about a specific thing, I know who I can go to. Or there have been times where I don't want to deal with this, but I know it's a great deal, so I'll buy it and then I'll sell it or send it to somebody else. In fact, me and Deb did a thing once. I bought something for Amazon and then realized that I was blocked. I was not ungated in that particular category, but it was a really good deal. So basically all I did is I shipped it to Amazon for her and she sold it. So, and she gave me, whatever I wanted for it in cost. So I made a little bit of money and she made the bulk of it. So.
Yeah, that's like Ted does a lot every once in a while. Like when we have our private hangouts that are not necessarily after shows, but there's days that people have working hangouts. Sometimes deals are made in the hangouts, or they're like, I'm going about to assist. Wait a minute, I want that, or I can sell better on this site. Do you sell on this site?
Oh, of course. I mean, there are quite a few deals made in in the hallways that, that's what what do you call it? Jay always says, the deals made in the hallways, not necessarily in the exposition. And basically, it's just the networking and the backdoor stuff. Hey, I'd really like to have that, and we work it out, and it ends up like even with that Fox thing, that there was so many, that little glass Fox thing that I had. There was so much people that wanted it, and it wasn't nothing to me. That it worked out that somebody that had one that was chipped ended up getting it, and it was just kind of cool.
And Andy's telling you to send you any kind of jewelry.
Jeez, Angie, I don't know, the few things of jewelry that I have found, I don't think they're worth anything. But then again, they might be to you. Maybe we'll have to sit down sometime and go through it together, via a hangout or something, and you can tell me all the stuff that I don't know anything about.
And I know we don't
There's
have
a lot about jewelry I don't know.
I was just gonna say, I just remember we don't have anything planned yet for Wednesday night since we're just getting back. We didn't have anything planned. Meantime, so we'll see what we can get, and we'll have to talk to Angie and see if we'll get her to stand up one extra hour. Maybe she'll come on one of the other shows around here and chat with us again.
Would you like that, Angie? Would you come on and do some BSing with us?
Okay, I know she was on one of my regular hour shows when I was way back when I was still on Sunday nights with Sean.
Right. Yeah, I think I remember that.
There's always time for somebody else to come back on again.
You know what though, and even just the people that are around here. See, she says sure, that would be cool.
Well, we'll have to work on our schedule, so whatever.
Yeah. What?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chris. I was going to say, get with Chris, and then you guys can talk out the scheduling and make sure it's still going to work with you.
If she's willing to do it this Wednesday, because I don't know her. Usually when she's watching us, she's already in bed. That's why and Wednesday nights is an hour later than Sundays. So
Right. So she'd have to go out of her way for us, which I'm sure she would do, but we don't want to put her out. So
yeah.
Well, very good. Do you have anything else, Chris? I mean, we've been going for what?
We went for an hour and a half, which is what I figured. I thought was if Rebecca was here between my two topics, but she had one big topic she wanted to talk about for however long.
Right. By the time she gets around to it, though, it'll be passe. It'll be something that doesn't relate anymore. But anyway, any other questions in the chat?
I am not seeing any, but I want to thank everybody for watching. She said we will see Wednesday, so I will talk to her. We will talk to her between tonight and Tuesday night, and we'll get. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Glad to be back this week. I kind of didn't necessarily miss it, but I just know that everybody else likes watching us, and I'm glad we can give out good information. And hopefully everybody's learning something, whether you're refreshing your memory or whatever. Like sometimes we say something, they're like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that," or anything like that. So, and Dwayne, thanks for not being with having too many withdrawals where you're like, "Okay, I gave up."
Oh no, I probably wouldn't do that anyway. You know, I don't want to leave you in a lurch and make sure you had somebody else first. So, yeah, you know, sometimes we do this the learning thing, and sometimes it's just BSing. So either way, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Marilla, Miss Arella, I keep pronouncing the name either. They were asking next time I will turn on notifications. Did you talk about vacation settings? I need to watch video later. Then, yes, we started the show with a little bit about my vacation, and then we went into the topic about vacation settings. So, yeah, well, you can rewind or however you want, refresh it when I'm done, and then you'll be able to see it. And honestly, sorry, Henry, but I don't think Nat's show is going to go on tonight.
There you
I
go.
still got a little time. I still got to recover because lately I've been going to bed early because of the relatives. So even last night I went to bed at 10. So
Exactly. So, well, thanks again, guys, for all showing up and hanging with us again. I enjoy doing it. I'm sure Chris does. Otherwise, he wouldn't do it. So,
and if you haven't
if you
yet,
would hit the like button.
that's what I was just about to say.
Yeah, if you would hit the like button, because that kind of shows the love. And I will see you on Wednesday.
If you don't see anybody on the Stu chat,
Well, yeah, of course. I'm sure I'll
I always say
talk to somebody.
if I don't see you in the chat on somebody else's show, I'll see you Wednesday night or Sunday.
Exactly.
So thanks for watching again, everybody, and I will see you Wednesday night.
See you.